Hi everyone, welcome back to Plum Mashable. So this week I'm using the gorgeous Book Lovers kit from Planners Anonymous. I love the colours in this kit and it's come up so well. This is a slightly longer video because I have shown you how I've made both of the flippers in here. So if you are ready, you've got a cup of coffee, have a seat, get comfy, because this might be a long one. Okay, so I'm going to start off with making a shaker. I feel like I haven't made a shaker in a little while, but I'm going to do something slightly different. So I'm just going to move my pages off to the side. As you can see, I've got a lot going on this week. So I'm going to grab the die cut. I want to grab this one. So this is the little plant kind of one, succulent one, and I'm grabbing my craft knife. Oops, I'm going to lose the one of the other one. And what I want to do is cut out a little window in the jar. It seems a bit weird, and it is a bit weird, but I promise it'll all be worth it in the end. So I was going to go ahead and cut this out. I'm very scared, because if I mess it up, I only have one. And I'm going to try and do a rounded corner, but if it doesn't work, I'll just make it square. Once that's cut out, I'm going to put a bit of the acetate in behind it, and that's going to sort of make our little shaker, or at least the start of it. I'm just going to grab the acetate out. I haven't actually used the acetate for a shaker yet, I don't think, did I? Or did I use it for the snow? I don't remember. So I want to use this little bit in the corner, and because I'm only using a tinsy little bit, I'm just going to cut it by hand, and if I waste a little bit, that's okay. I don't like wasting it, but a little bit's alright. And I can cut off the excess in a second, so I'm just going to put that sort of roughly where I want it. There we go. And I'm just going to put a bunch of glue around the outside here just to stick that down. So I'm going to use my normal glue tape. Just grabbing a bit of scrap paper that I've got hanging around. And I'm not worrying too much about where I put the glue, mainly because I'm going to put another backing piece on here anyway, so it won't be too much of a problem if we do sort of get a little bit of mess there. And then before I cut off all the excess here, I'm going to grab out this bit. Actually, no, I've got to do this first. Sorry, I've got my bits mixed up. So I've got to cut out the acetate first. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. There we go. So it looks so super cute. And then I'm going to put it on this. Well, I'm going to use this bit of paper to be the backing part of it. And it's going to be that way. So it's still, you can still see the succulent bit. So I'm just grabbing my paper trimmer, dropping everything along the way. Because I want to fold this over, because I want to make it like a little, like not pop-up book, like little flipper book. So I'm just cutting just enough to do that. Fold. I'm just grabbing my page back for a second because I've got to remember which way I want it. I want it to fold that way, so it needs to go that way. So I'm going to fold that. It's not quite in half, but at least a little bit. And I'm just going to grab my bone folder or my folding tool because I want it to be a really crisp kind of fold because it's going to come out like that. Then I cut off the excess, and I'm going to save that because I might use it somewhere else. And then what I want to do is mount this right on the side. I'm going to use foam tape for this just because this particular shaker I think is going to be easier as a foam tape one. I'm just trying to decide if I'm going to cut this out first or if I'm going to stick it first. I think I'm going to cut it first. So I'm going to grab this little peg thing from Hobby Hoppers because I love these. That's just going to hold this in place while I cut it. I want to cut both sides and I want it to be like a little flip out. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this and see if I can do a good job. Okay, so that's half of it done. And what I'm going to do now is grab another peg to hold the other side down because I don't want this to wiggle around at all while I'm cutting the top. So it'll hold both of them in place while I cut out the more intricate part at the top. And if you do get to a bit that you can't sort of get to, just grab your knife in and just cut it with the knife. You can always go around the edge once we've finished and kind of tidy these up just a little bit. Okay, I think I'm done. Now I'm just hoping when I do this it's not all gonna fall apart and make me look like a complete idiot, which it probably will. Just got a little bit there that I'm just gonna fix up. And then anywhere where this looks too spiky or not round enough, I'm just cutting the top off just to make it look a little more rounded. There we go. And then hopefully when I open this up, that way, yay, it worked! And then I'm just going to tidy it up because a couple of the times it's not quite worked. So that's what it looks like once you've cut it. And then from there we just need to mount this on the top. So I'm going to do that really simply just with some foam tape. I'm just going to have to cut this in half because sometimes it's a little bit too wide. So I'm just doing that just with my craft knife again. Doesn't have to be straight. Cutting a couple of thin strips, and then we can put that around the outside. The only thing you got to remember here is you've got to keep this as an actual box. That's not what I meant. It has to actually be sealed at least a little bit, otherwise the sequins will all get out. And this foam tape does bend a little bit, so you give it, like, it has a bit of give to it, and that helps keep the make the box the way you need it to be. If it's got bits hanging off the side, just sort of trim them off. Work. So then we're going to grab the sequins. Oh, sorry, nearly forgot something. With this extra bit at the top that I haven't used, I just need to put that at the top, so otherwise it's going to have that sitting not quite right. So then we grab the sequins. Just try and keep them away from the foam tape if you can, just because otherwise they get stuck there. You don't need too many because this is a pretty small sort of area. And any that do go on there, just grab them off and put them in the middle. So I love this colour combo, it's so pretty. Go. So then you want to grab your little cutout, whatever you want to call it, and then pray like heck that you get this down first time. Aha! I did it! And then we have our little shaker, which looks so cute. I'm actually really proud of that. Yay! And you'll understand why we went to the big trouble of making sure that was on a little flip out as we go along. So there's our little flipper. I'm just going to put that off to the side and just clean up this mess, because I have made just a little bit of a mess here. I'm going to do one more sort of clever thing, I guess, with the die cut. I'm really enjoying the whole flip experience at the moment, if that makes sense. I kind of have been playing with the flip ups and flip outs and those sort of things, especially with my sprocket in my memory keeping. It's just really making a lot of sense to me at the moment. I'm really enjoying it. So what I'm going to do is use this book, and I'm going to use it actually as a book. So I'm going to cut down along the top of the book. Basically I'm going to cut all along the outline, but I want to leave the sort of that, whatever that bit's called. I want to leave this bit, the kind of bit in between the edge of the die cut and the actual picture. I don't know what that's called. Then you're going to get a scoring tool of some kind. I'm going to get my little Tinsy Wincy Fiskars one, and I want to score down along that spine. And yes, it's on the wrong side at the moment, but that's okay because it'll still fold. If I had a slightly finer one, I'd use that, but I don't have one, so it's okay. Then you should be able to push that out. Might still be attached into some little places. No, it's not. Cool. And then fold it so that it folds out like a book. And I'm going to mount that on another piece of paper so that I've got sort of the extra, what's the word I'm looking for? Toughness. So I'm going to use that same piece of paper I used before with the succulent, I think. Maybe I want to use that side. Just so it's got somewhere I can write on it and I can decorate it if I want to. Yeah, I want that side. So I'm going to actually run this, I think it's too wide, yeah it is. I was going to run it through my sticker maker, but oh, that wouldn't have worked anyway, never mind. So I'm going to put this on that little piece of scrap paper I was using before and glue it very carefully because it is pretty fine. I don't want to tear it if I can avoid it. If you did tear it, you could fix it. Better to be careful. And then I'm putting that as close to the edge as I can, just because that way you don't waste as much. Tweezers. This is a little sticky, so you might need your tweezers just to put it in the right spot. And then because they're glue dots, just give them a bit of a rub, and any excess glue will just come off. Just realised I should have used that bit, but anyway. Duh. So I'm just going to cut that out. And then I'm just going to fussy cut around the outside. I'm just going to be really careful because I don't want to cut that edge. So now we've got all the flippy, changey, movie bits. I guess we can actually get started on the decorating. So I'm going to leave the mat down just because I find it easier. I really should probably plan from now on using this mat, so if you see me not, remind me that I need to be. I'm just moving some things away from my box so that I can play around with it. So I'm going to I want to put this one sitting on the side here, and I want to put this one sitting at the top. Because of where it's sitting, oh no, I don't want to put it on that side. No, I want to put it over there. I'm going to put it over there, but I do want to cover up the January, I think. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I'm going to put the books along the top because I think they look awesome up there. So I'm going to grab my white out. So I grab my my white out. After I said glue tape 4 times, now I can't remember what it's called. I'm just going to white out the February and the January at the top. A little bit of overhang on the top. I'm just going to get rid of it just because I don't like it sitting there. And then I think I'm going to put the days of the week in first, and then I'll put the put the washi on the bottom because I'm not quite sure yet what I want to do on the bottom. So I'm going to grab, this is the standard sticker kit. It's the book ones. So there's actually, in the standard sticker kit, there's only one decoration with the days of the week, but in the deluxe kit or extra sticker kit, there's actually two. So you've got the books and then you've got the little plant. So I'm going to flick between the two. So I'm going to sort of alternate. I'm just going to go ahead and stick these down. And then to put the numbers in, I'm going to grab my stickers. I have some rose gold numbers somewhere. Just trying to make sure I get the right ones. There we go. Ugh, hold on. They are the right ones, but I don't know if I've got the right numbers. I should do. No, apparently I use Barney and Moons only at the start of the month. That's not good. Whew! A minute there I was really worried. Erin, I think I feel a really big order of little numbers coming up. So I'm going to put all these in. I also grabbed out the numbers, the day, months. I don't know if I'm going to use them yet. I just want to wait and see, but I just got them out just in case. So we're starting on the 28th. We'll just go ahead and put these down. These ones are clear too, so they're not going to take away from how pretty these stickers are, because the rose gold's going to match. It's a different, slightly different shade of rose gold, but it's still pretty close. So it'll look really awesome when they're all down together. Put the little book. Just going to make sure that that's stuck nicely. I'm going to put that at the top. I'm going to have to move these off because I'm going to need to use it. So I just need to keep them sort of in together. This is the most scary week ever. And I've just got a couple of little marks. I'm just going to try and rub them off if I can. If not, I'll cover them up with some tape or a sticker. So that one's going to live at the top there and fold out just like that. So that one's easy to stick down now. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So there's the little book, which is going to open up just like that. It has got a little bit of sticky left on the side, which is fine because it actually helps it to stay down, but it is there. Then this one just sit there, and I'm just trying to decide if I want to put the washi on the bottom. I feel like it's too wide and it's going to take up too much. Could cut it in half. You know what, I haven't done that in a while. I'm going to put this washi down the bottom, but I'm just going to put it just over my little mark line and then just cut off the excess. And if it doesn't work, well then I can peel it up. Oh no, that looks good. That looks good. It does look like it's a little bit like you can tell it's been cut, but I still really like it. And do the same thing with the other side. think that's probably my favourite thing with the Planners Anonymous washies, and I reckon I've said this about 8,000 times. But you get so much of it that you don't get that guilt when you do waste a little bit of it. Because honestly, it just goes on and on and on and on and on. Here we go. Oh, I so love that burgundy. It's gorgeous. So then this little one's going to stick on there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that before I do anything else. Now with this, I'm just going to grab in that bit of scrap paper that I was using before, because I want to make sure I get glue all over the little tips. So I don't want them sort of curling up on me. So it depends on how you want to do this. You can either place it so that it's exactly where you like it closed, or exactly where you want it open. Either way. I'm going to place it closed and then give it a good rub this way. And then, just so that I can say I've used all three, I don't know if this is going to work, but I want to think of these glasses as like little to-do kind of things. I'm just going to trim this down a little bit. I'll come back to that bit. There's just a bit too much of a gap. That's better. Maybe a bit too anyway. So put that way. Think of those as like little bullet points, if that makes any sense. And do the same thing on the other side. I might be able to get a bit more height on this side. Just going to cut around the top of those glasses. It's got a little bit poking up there, but you actually can't see it, so it'll work. And then I just want to put this little thing at the top there. And that's my little to-do, so I'll come back to that afterwards. Right, we've got to put in all these flight details, and then we can put decorating and stuff in. So I want to put in, I don't want to put that one in, but I want a list style one. And use this one here with the little pop, like library book kind of thing. I'm just going to put that just there. Got little marks everywhere. I don't know where they've come from. Oops. And I'm grabbing my travel stickers. So I've got a bunch in here. And I want to use, which ones this time? I'm going to use my Beehaven ones this time. So I'm going to grab, every time I've got a flight, I'm going to put a little girl. So there's going to be a lot of these in here. I'm also going to go ahead and put in all the details of my meetings, or I put in little sort of watercolor things for the meetings, because they're all at night. It'll sort of, I'll put them all down the bottom with all the different colors. It should actually end up looking pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be back in just a sec. Now that all those ones are in, I just also need to get some work ones. So it's more the working from home style ones that I need. So I'm just checking what I've got. I'm gonna use a couple of these Mumsy and Bub ones. So Thursday, no, Thursday's not Thursday, Friday. Just not quite sure where to put them. Put it there, and if I need to pull it up, I will. I'm just not going to put my flight details in just yet, just so that they're not sort of all over the place. Just double checking. Alright, that's fine. Put those back. We're just missing some bits, so I just want to decorate just a little bit more. I almost want to put something in just there, I just don't know what yet. I'm going to put this gorgeous hanging succulent one at the top because I just think it's the most gorgeous sticker. I love the piece of paper that this is on. And if I was going to use a flipper this week, I was definitely going to be using that piece. But I figure you guys are about to see a lot of flippers from me because footy season's back, nearly. But I do, just to use absolutely everything in this kit, I do really want to use these. So these are the little quote marks. I just think they're gorgeous. I'm going to grab this one here that says books are the keys to other worlds. I want to put it just here, and then I'm going to stamp the quotation marks in. Because I can, and for no other reason. So I'm just grabbing that out, and I'm just grabbing my ink. It's a habit of mine to always just double check or just do a bit of a tester, just so you can see sort of where the ridges are and where you need to push a little bit harder. Kind of like the not quite perfect part of that. So I'm going to go off the page, and I'm actually just going to roll with that. Because I really want it to sit there, so the fact that it's gone off a little doesn't bother me. There we go. Oh, that actually looks so cute. I'm going to show how much I care for my stamps by making sure I clean it up before I put it away. Okay, it needs something else there, but then I'm just about done. Need something else down here too. I'm going to grab something just a tinsy bit tricky. Just going to grab a little bit of the washi. Whoops, that's right, I tore the bit I wanted, so that's okay. I'll fix it up in a minute. But I just want to grab about that much. Come on. I just want to cut off this bottom bit that looks like a shelf. I don't know if this is going to work. This might be a little bit too intricate with the washi. So it looks like a little shelf. And you just want to put a row of succulents sitting along there. Oh, I love that. And then the very last one I'm going to put down, I'm going to grab this double one, put that down just above this one. Very quickly need to put in a couple of little sort of reminders. That one goes there, this one goes over here. Actually, I'll put it up a bit higher so it sits on the same line as the other one. And I just need to cover up that bit. Obviously I still need to put in the flight details and bits and pieces, which will fill this in a little bit because it does look a little empty. Sheesh. I know I say some weird things sometimes, but God, I love that shaker. That is seriously so cute. So it's a little to-do list, just in case I wasn't clear on that. I'm just going to move these stickers. Oh, hold on. I need to put 2 more in before I go. So I just need to get my little bee. Needs to go on Sunday. I need to put my mix and match lime mail on Saturday. Which now doesn't have enough room, but that's okay. Put my scale in. And then, my friends, I think I might be finished. I love that so much. I love that book. It's gorgeous. And if you wanted to, you could be a little bit more, you could go a little bit more. You could put some succulents on the inside. I might do that later. I love that quote at the top there. It would have looked better if I didn't have to put my mix. No, because that doesn't sit anywhere else. But I love that stamp. I may have to use that a little bit more often. But I love this kit. Not that I didn't expect to love it, because I did expect to love it because I love books, but I didn't expect to love it quite as much as I do. I think this is absolutely spectacular. There's something about the burgundy and the green that just speaks to me so, so much. It's made a week that is very busy, and I know I haven't got that in here right now, but it's made a week that is very, very busy, look not quite so crazy, and actually look pretty as opposed to looking very, very scary. So let me know what you think down below. Do you like my little flippers? I know the video was a little bit longer, but I do get requests all the time to show how I make the flippers, so I thought I'd leave it in here this time. Let me know if you prefer me not to do that and you want me doing different videos, so these are shorter. Let me know down below. You can find me in any of my social media links. I am traveling a little bit this week, so if I do take a little bit longer to answer any of your questions, either on Instagram, Facebook, or on YouTube, I'm really, really sorry. Leave them though, I will get to them as quickly as I can. Don't forget, I have got my sticker storage video, so if you saw the box when it came down before, I have a whole video about that up on my channel now. There's also a giveaway in that one, so go check that one out. Other than that, I hope you guys have the best week, and I will see you again tomorrow. Sending lots of huggles.